runs, 16 hits, including 7 RBIs from the men in the middle. John Lannon and the Nats look to dust the Cardinals again on Masson.
It's a great day for baseball.
Crowd coming in for a Sunday of Nationals baseball. Game 4, St. Louis and Washington. Some of our best friends are here today. We have a lot of our friends in the ballpark for Game 4, and the Nats are doing some damage right now to a ball club embroiled in a pretty hot pennant race. Bob Carpenter, Ray Knight, St. Louis 4 games back of Cincinnati thanks to the Nats. And when Adam Dunn hits extra base hits, hits for power, and of course that includes home runs, this team usually wins.
It is unreal how he has been able to supply the power and win ball games. He's either a do-or-die guy. He always has been. The 9th year that I've known him, a big double down the left field line to drive in 2 runs, and then the home run a little bit later in the game. Got a fastball out away from him. Hit it high, landed in the first row. But, hey, he is a man that hot and cold, hills and valleys, and when he does get hot, he gets as hot as anybody in the game.
And doing damage against one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. When the Cardinals came to town 3 days ago, their ERA was 3.40. They're still second best in the National League to the San Diego Padres. Now they throw Adam Wainwright today, best ERA in the major leagues, #1 in wins, and he's thrown 5 complete games this year.
Well, he's a Cy Young Award winner if you vote today, no question. If you look at the top 10 categories in the pitching part of the game, he is leading or in the top 3 of 9 of those. So he has been fantastic, unreal. He had just broke a string of 12 quality starts his last outing.
And, of course, he's a Cy Young candidate along with Ubaldo Jimenez, Roy Halladay, Tim Hudson. John Lannon gets the call for the Nats today. In his last 4 starts, John is 3-1, giving up 10 earned runs in 23 1/3 innings pitched. He's attacking the strike zone right now like he never has during the 2010 season.
Advance. And by Hager. Established 1926. Your own great moment starts at Hager.com. Nationals and the Cardinals getting ready for Game 4 of the series, and the Nats a chance to do serious damage to a club in the Central race trying to win 3 out of 4. Nats are 55-75, so only 4 wins away now from their total of all of last year. John Lennon gets the call. John on the year, 5-6. It'll be his 20th start. And Ray Knight needs to get that ERA and the opponent's batting average down, but the latest trend is going the right way for the left-hander.
Well, he's been in that 6, even 7-point range, and the earned run average, he's starting to work that down as he's been able to win 3 of his last 4 starts and getting to the 6th inning. John Lannon, his first 2 years here was just automatic, going out there and going 6 innings with quality starts. Had a total of 40 of them, Bob, over those first 2 seasons. PNC Bank Scouting Report shows you the keys to John Lanning achieving success. Working out of the red. Hey, he's 5-6 with a 5.23, 0-2 against St. Louis, and 4 starts against the Cardinals, no win. Mechanically inclined. After losing 3 out of 4, he went down to minor leagues, made some adjustments. He's been back 4 solid outings, of which he's won 3 of those. Wild high, well, when he's up in the strike zone, he's in trouble. And he's averaged 3.5 walks and only 3.7 strikeouts per outing, so per 9 innings. So he's got to work the ball down. We know that. That's something that all these pitchers in our rotation have to do. And John Lannon probably the guy that needs to keep it down the most.
We will set the St. Louis lineup for you as soon as we know what it is. And I'm not kidding. Seconds ago, a lineup change announced. We do know that Aaron Miles is in second base, batting second, and that Skip Schumacher, the leadoff man, is now the right fielder. So he leads off. First pitch is at 137. Evidently, they scratched Colby Rasmus, and that resulted in some defensive changes. Pujols and Holiday are in there, though, and that won't make it any easier for John Lennon, any other pitcher. 1 ball, 1 strike to Schumacher, hitting .272, and he slaps it foul off to the left side.
One thing that I've noticed about John, Bob, is that he has speeded his motion up, and just not so much his motion, but getting the ball and throwing it. His tempo, I guess, is the right word. So yeah, he won't be standing around much out there.
And a drive to left center for Schumacher. That's his 5th base hit of this series. Skip Schumacher is 5 out of 8. The Nationals defensively, Willie Harris just picked up that ball in the outfield. Bernardina and Morse center and right. Desmond Kennedy up the middle. Zimmerman and Dunn at the corners. And Will Nieves has the catching duties tonight. Roger Bernardina can play anywhere. Center field. He's been in left lately. Niger Morgan out of the lineup today, and an interesting situation emerging after the game last night regarding his collision with Brian Anderson, the St. Louis catcher. Jim Riggleman this morning called it unprofessional what Niger did. Does not have him in the lineup. And Riggleman phoned Tony La Russa and talked to Brian Anderson last night after the game, and on the Nationals' behalf apologized to them for what Niger did to the catcher, who was not standing on home plate and did not have the ball.
That's just a part of Jim's professionalism. And he's very close to Tony, but he'd have done that with anybody. Listen, Jim Riggleman doesn't care if you send the catcher in the first row if there's a play at the plate, and it takes that to fight your way to home plate. But when there's no play at home and you run by home plate when it's not even guarded and push a guy, I mean, it's just a bad baseball play. Don't know what he was thinking. And Jim last night was livid after the ball game because of that. And at the time when I went in there, he was writing a note to Tony. Now, I don't know if he just called him, went over to see him, or whatever, but Jim Leland did the same thing to me one time, buddy, when we were with the Reds, and he thought a player embarrassed the ball club, and he called me out early the next day and apologized for the way that his team responded to something, and that's all a part about being a professional. As Miles goes down.
Aaron Miles in front of Albert Pujols. That's the first out. So we will set the lineup for you now. This is caused because Colby Rasmus has a bad calf, so he was pulled. John Jay goes to center field to replace him. Schumacher from second to right field. And Aaron Miles, who just struck out, got the call to get into the game. So Pujols will bat with 1 on, 1 out. And in this series, Pujols 4 for 11, 2 homers, 3 RBIs, and 4 intentional walks. He rips one to left field. Well, at least it's in the ballpark. 2 on, 1 out. Visit train.com to find a dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. They bring us game time weather. Clear skies, 90 degrees. Fortunately, the humidity is only half that. So a little saving grace there, but it is a sizzler in our nation's capital today.
Right now, John Lannon, 2 base hits, no big deal, first and second. Now he just has to make that one pitch that is a quality pitch that starts right at the kneecap, working down to get a ground ball and get out of this inning. And that's something that he did time and time and time again in 2008 and 2009, 2008 and 2009. I keep getting letters about me saying that. I always say 208. But
you know, Ray, those Romans had a tough baseball team back then. Holiday is the hitter, and you're right. That's what John did when he established himself as a big league pitcher, and that's what he's doing this year. As we mentioned, he was feeling around the strike zone and nibbling the first half of the season, and he's gone on the attack lately.
Very aggressive to the plate, throwing to contact. The 2 base hits right there, right off the get-go, on a fastball up, another fastball sinking down that Albert couldn't elevate.
Rob Drake, 3rd year. Joe West, the crew chief. Angel Hernandez and Dan Bellino, the umpiring crew. They sure had an interesting evening last night. 2 balls, 1 strike to Matt Holliday, who's driven in 81 runs. Good speed, Schumacher at first. Albert Pujols is not that fast of a base runner, but he's one of the most aggressive runners in baseball.
Well, he knows where the outfield plays. He's going to get a good jump.
He's got to get back to the bag as Dunn catches the pop fly on the foul side. Good job by Lannon of getting in on the trademark of a strong right-handed hitter.
Well, I think any pitcher we have in our pitching staff can pitch more inside. Look at the sequence here. He goes away. That ball just gets away from him. Then he comes back inside, got the ball over the plate, hard inside, and then he's able to bury the fastball down and in, 90 miles an hour. And that ball had almost a little bit of cut to it as it worked its way down to the handle of Holliday's bat.
2 outs now, and here's Pedro Feliz. And there's Lannon with the fastball attacking the right-handed batter. Pedro in this series, 3 for 14. For St. Louis, he's hitting .308 in 9 games.
Going inside again. Got it there.
All right, too bad that didn't stay in play.
Now that's pounding the ball inside. You've heard us say many times, pound the ball inside. That is right there from the inside part of the plate, working right in here. What's that ball? It ends up getting right over the black part of the plate, working into the belt buckle. Hitters can't get the bat barrel out. And then once you go in there hard, remember, your hardest pitch inside and tight, your softest pitch away.
0-2.
Going back in there. Whoops.
Really missed his spot. And he's going to get him. He got ahead. Don't have to throw a guy a strike sometimes in that situation. And John pitches around the 2 base hits. Shooting .256, 10th in the league. The Nats finally get out of the 14th spot and pass the Mets in runs with their explosion last night. Michael Moore's first 4-hit game in the series, Michael. 4 for 8, a walk and 2 RBIs. And he has his batting average up against .289 because he's wearing out teams from the Central Division this year. It'll be tough to get hits today. Adam Wainwright is 17-8 with the best ERA in baseball. And Adam Kennedy goes right up and just about gets him near the left field line. The Nats have been so unlucky with borderline line drives in this series. Kennedy almost drove in 3 down the right field line 2 nights ago.
How about this look right here? The ball spinning. Oh, my goodness. I saw a little chalk, but I think it was residual chalk. Maybe about an inch off that line, 2 inches off that line, Bob.
That's a good shot, though. And Kennedy going up and attacking a former teammate early in the count here. Now he goes the other way, and that's going to be foul. You talk about 2 impressive strikes.
Yeah, Wainwright is all over the stat sheet. I mean, we'll get into that a little later.
Only Halliday, by the way, has more complete games.
Yeah, those innings pitched there, hits allowed, doesn't walk anybody. 4-to-1 strikeout walk ratio.
And he'll throw that big breaking ball to left-handed batters.
The PNC Bank Scouting Report is brought to you by PNC for their Cheever and us all. Hey, he bears down, no doubt about it. 163 batting average with runners in scoring position. Perfect. 16-0 when he gets 4 runs or more. And he's a daydreamer, boy. I'll say 9-1 with a 154 in his day starts.
Well, they say on certain days with the sun and the shadows, it's harder to see the ball. And this is a guy who is 6'7", arms and legs flapping at you and hard to pick it up. It'll be a challenge for Desmond and all these right-handed batters today. He shows bunt, draws in Felice from third and takes ball 2.
He is one guy in the league that just doesn't waste a lot of pitches. His movement on his fastball is unreal. He's got a great break of 2 different curveballs, one more flat slider type, and then the big curveball and the changeup. But he's always around the plate.
You know, and he was a product originally of the Atlanta system and came over to St. Louis in a trade involving J.D. Drew. But when I look at him, and obviously he's taller, I see a lot of mannerisms of John Smoltz in this young pitcher. Well, not that young anymore, but he's been one of the best young pitchers up to this point. He has a birthday tomorrow when he will turn 29. He's 63-32 career with 3 saves. He was on the mound for the final out of the World Series when St. Louis beat the Tigers in 06 as a closer. Big breaking ball, and Desmond is gone.
I mean,
St. Louis defensively 7th in the league. They made a couple of errors in this series. John Jay in center, flanked by Holliday and Schumacher. Brendan Ryan and Aaron Miles up the middle. Pedro Feliz and Albert Pujols the corners. And Yadier Molina played 13 innings Thursday night that didn't play Friday or Saturday. He's back in there. Recognized as the best defensive catcher in baseball. Bernardina gashes one to center. That ball is over the reach of Jay, over the wall for a ground rule double. And obviously, Ray, the scouting report says attack early in the count if you see something to work with.
Well, it has to. This guy has as good a control as anybody, and with his stuff, he's not worried about it. He comes right at you. Then when he gets 2 strikes, that ball's right down the middle. Setting up away was Yadier, but he drove that ball to center field, and Roger Bernardina is starting to put on a show offensively.
He's now 6 for 16 in this series. 2 homers, 4 RBIs, and a walk, and a 2-out RBI chance for Zimmerman. He too has 6 hits in this series, and he's up for his 16th at bat.
And you made a great point last night, Bobby. We talked about getting Adam down in the deeper in the batting order, maybe 5th, because he does strike out so much. And you made the point, well, it's hard to hit somebody into 3-hole that is not a dependable hitter, and he's emerged as that hitter to show you the progression that he and Desmond have made. I'll just express it to you. First part of the year, Desmond's hitting 8th. Bernardina's on the bench. Now we've gone through 5 months of play. Desmond hitting 2nd. Bernardina hitting 3rd. Now that's development. Right here before your eyes.
That's right. And I love the combination of the speed and the power each possesses. That's a strike.
That's that little cutter, boy. Even when you think that you have him, he has a pitch that is going to be in the strike zone, but it's not going to be straight. Look at that pitch. It goes down, but as a hitter, you just see a little bit of spin on it. And it's the old type slider, but he calls it a cutter.
Well, Zimmerman had one that was hanging up a bit. Ryan's going to be disappointed in that at bat. Caught by Schumacher in right. Neither team scores, and some early offense. Guys on base. Roger a double today. But here they are in this series. Desmond is 7 for 18 with 3 RBIs. Bernardina, as I mentioned, now 6 for 16. And he's driven in 4 while scoring 4. Exciting young players, 24 and 26 years old respectively, hitting in front of Zim and Dunn. And then there's John Lannon. Gave up a couple of hits, Ray, but he pitched right around it. In fact, he didn't pitch around it. He pitched right through it, I should say.
Well, big curveball, gets a strikeout from Miles. Great fastball in, then another nice hook. Working from about mid-shin high down to the ankles. That's hey, when this guy is on, and for some reason, and I believe it was because of his elbow, 4 starts against the Cardinals, 2.70 earned run average. That's big time. But he always, those first 2 years, he was relentless in the bottom of the strike zone, didn't walk anybody. Hey, he was one of only 5 people that had 30 starts, that had 60% quality starts, and earned run average under 4, Bob.
Good charge by Kennedy on a tapper to the right side by John Jay. And now John Lannon has retired 3 straight. He'll face Yadier Molina. How about the weather we've had on this homestand? In the 70s and the 80s, first pitch almost every night. Only thing that hurt was that 3-game sweep at the hands of the Cubs. But the Nats could make this a respectable homestand if they can pull one off today against one of the best pitchers in baseball. Molina 1 for 5, hit by a pitch on Thursday night. Hasn't been able to handle the off-speed pitch by Lannon. I think when John pitches against him, he's got the good stuff going down and away from Molina.
Well, you know, what I've seen the last 4 outings, Bob, and you've seen it. Tell me if you agree. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. You seldom saw John throw the ball 91. He was always 88, 89 because he was trying to finesse everything.
And Molina will rip this one up the middle.
And by finesse, I mean a field pitcher tends to try to get a sinker into a perfect spot, the changeup fading away, the curveball just throwing it more for location. This is just a fastball up around the mask, which means it's right down the middle and too high. And that's usually what they do with it. They're going to knock you off that box.
That one right near the pitching rubber at the top of the mound. Molina's aboard with one out for Brendan Ryan, the shortstop.
That's a good fastball. That fastball up and moving away at 91, it's hard to do anything with because that late movement, it kind of almost like an inside-out pitch ends up, you can't square it. You end up hitting it foul. See how that ball is moving away? Just working itself away with that. Left-handers have a tendency to make the ball move away from right-handed hitters anyway. It's a good changeup. No,
by the way, Ray, I forgot to tell you, I totally agree with everything you said. You did ask me that.
I did.
Yeah, I agree. I think John Lannon is a pitcher now, but he's got confidence, and it doesn't seem to bug him whoever's in there. That's a breaking ball, and he gets the ground ball. Zimmerman to Kennedy, right around the horn. A beautiful 5-4-3. That twin killing has some nice rhythm to it. The pickup, the throw, and the relay. When Adam Dunn homered, the Nats were 22-14. This year, when he homers, they're 18-8. Now, he didn't get a home run the first time up last night, but that was a sweet swing to left field, Ray, and maybe set up something for a little later that he could pull.
Well, you remember when he was going well, about a month ago, he hit so many balls the opposite way, whether it was a low-line drive in front of the left fielder or a ball out there in the bullpen on a ball that got up a little bit. He had gone away from that. It looked like he was trying to hit the ball through the shift. Then he started moving forward. That's what happens when you start forcing the at-bat. And last night when he got that base hit to left field, that just makes me know now that he's seeing the ball. He's not afraid to wait. I mean, he might strike out 3 times a day, but at least that approach gives him a chance.
5 RBIs last night jumped him up to 8th in the league with 84. Way inside 2-0.
And Adam, when he waits on the ball, everybody knows how great his vision is. And I think he's been encouraged this year to be a little more aggressive so that he maybe up his production and not walk as much. And his batting average was up around 280 most of the year. I mean, he hovered right there almost all year long. Now he hit this slump that he's dropped about 20 points in a hurry over the last month.
Soft breaking ball from Adam Wainwright. That's tough. That's more than 20 miles an hour off of his fastball.
Golly, that's tough to handle when you're 92, 93. Maybe 3 different breaking balls. We said they opened 2 breaking balls, but that's softened again.
No swing, says Dan Bellino down at third. And the count 3-2.
Let's see how he varied that from 73 to 77, a little harder. And it's hard to pick that up. It's hard to time that. Got a good pitch to hit there. Now that's why he is such a great pitcher. He threw 2 slow breaking balls. Then he goes outside third of the plate, thigh high, and because Adam had the breaking ball in his mind, he's late.
Ground ball way out there. Can Dunn beat it out? No problem. I'm surprised Brendan Ryan threw the ball. And with him moving to his right while playing up the middle, surely they'll give Dunn a base hit.
Yeah, he had no chance to make that play. And Adam doing a good job again, taking the ball the other way. Sharply hit. And these infielders are starting to play deeper and deeper on this grass. Yeah, he could have run on out there and touched the grass before he'd have made that throw.
Here's Michael Morris, who suddenly is on fire.
Well, I'm going to tell you my evaluation of Michael Morris. When you're throwing 91, 92, 93, and you bust the ball inside on him, he has a tough time as a right-hander. When you can't throw the ball 92, you're in trouble. Left-handers, he's all over because he's seeing the ball from a different angle, sees the ball well. When he went through that streak of not hitting anything, right-handers were pounding him inside that threw hard. And he doesn't like the ball there. That's why he's off the plate a lot. You'll see him setting up in there again. Does not like the ball in there. But you let him get those arms extended, he's hitting the ball as hard as anybody we have in this ball club.
6 of 8 in this series is Michael Morris. 2 RBIs, a walk, 4 of those hits last night when he did it for the first time in his career. That is severe jammage.
Yeah, wow. And everybody knows that, but the key is you got to be able to throw 91, 92 to be able to get him to jam him in there. But he keeps his bat, sets his bat way out away from his body. He's got those long arms anyway. Heck, he's 6'5", uses a long bat. So you can go at him inside, and unless it's soft, not a whole lot's going to happen.
Fights that one off, taps it right center, and that ball is on the ground. Great effort by Schumacher, but Michael Morse gets another base hit, and the Nats have 2 on with nobody out.
Well, if he can learn to do that and fight that ball off, he's plenty strong enough to do it. This ball's right inside on him, about 1 ball inside. Didn't get much of it, popped it up right there in no man's land. Great effort there.
Michael was immediately waving Adam Dunn down to second base.
He said, "That's a knock, man. Get on down there."
Adam was fine. He was 2/3 of the way to the bag. It was no big deal.
Adam doesn't make very many bad base running mistakes. He may not be the fastest guy out there, but he knows how to run the bases.
Fastball away to the suddenly resurgent Willie Harris, who has 3 hits in this series, one of them a homer. He has driven in 5 runs. And Jim Riggleman said this morning, Willie deserves to be in the lineup today. He said, I hate to have him get those big hits and then not let him play. That's a breaking ball from Wainwright in there. Willie's also walked twice, so he's been on base in these 3 games 5 times coming into today.
Yeah, and he's a dead red fastball hitter. And you can't throw it too close to him. He loves the ball inside. They try to work him with breaking balls generally and fastballs away.
That one gets the outside corner, side door. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Kinetic on the pitch track, slow curveball, outside part of the plate, right there, just nipping the edge of the strike zone. Big downward break. Great control of all 4 of his pitches. Now, if he throws him a fastball here, it's probably going to be way inside. But I imagine he's going to go back to that soft stuff. Yep.
Yeah, in the dirt, 2-2.
Big at bat for the Nationals here. This guy only gives up 2 runs a game. You've got 2 men on first and second. You're bottom of the batting order. Willie needs to do something to at least advance these runners and only get 1 out. A long fly ball, a type of ground ball that he can beat out, try to create a first and third situation. Got a battle right here.
That's a fastball that sails on Wainwright, 3-2. Best catcher in baseball behind the plate, left-handed batter. No way the Nats would send the runners here.
No.
Not against a strikeout pitcher, and Adam Dunn, the lead runner.
Also, you look at the worst thing that can possibly happen when you think about running 3-2, and that would be a triple play. You do not want to risk that, so you don't run the runners.
Willie Harris strikes out looking, and he knows it. And that was a fastball. Maybe a little bit off, like a BP fastball. Wainwright's 3rd strikeout. Second inning, let's check out our Luna double. 2 for the Triple Crown. Joey Votto has an RBI today. The Reds lead the Cubs 2-1. But look at this battle. Pujols only lacking the average to win the Triple Crown, at least looking down the road. And Joey Votto is right there as well. It's amazing. And both of them are in the same division, battling for a title. And they have 3 games left with each other in St. Louis. Get your second room of flooring free from Luna at 877-241-LUNA. Here's Will Nieves with 1 out. The pitcher on deck, so Will wants to be aggressive here and get something going before John Lannon bats. There's that cutter-type pitch that Ray talked about.
Hamilton was making a run until Batista got so hot that he's up around 40 home runs. And
yeah, no way now, huh?
I don't think that's going to happen.
He's 12 home runs ahead of Josh Hamilton now. 42 homers. Miguel Cabrera is number 2 in 2 of the 3 categories, but he's 9 home runs behind. Big breaking ball on the front door there, and it's 0-2.
Well, we talked a lot about Steven Strasburg early in the year and his velocity, but the thing that impressed me as much as anything was his ability to throw the curveball for strikes. And all of his start, save for 1, he threw his curveball for strikes 70% of the time. Hitters just tend to lock up on that pitch. They don't expect that pitch. Wainwright's in that same category. Not nearly as hard a breaking ball, but he commands it just as well.
Will walking that one off after he fouled it. Got him down around the left foot.
Yeah, I just flipped over here to the National League batting department leaders, and it is something to behold when you look at Albert Pujols. Get a minute here, run down some of the things that he's leading in, and then tell you where Votto is. One of those 2 men going to be the MVP of this league, I believe. I can't see anybody else.
I see Albert's name in the top 10 in 11 different categories.
And he's first in about 5 of those.
Yeah.
6 of those, 8 of those. And Votto's either first or in the top 4.
Good job by Will of getting a breaking ball away and staying with it.
He's second in batting average. Pujols is first in home runs with 35. Votto is second with 32. 95 RBI, 92 RBI for Votto. We knew that. Runs, Pujols 92, Votto 91. Hits, Pujols 133. Martin Prado 154. So he's 1 hit behind the league leader in hits. He leads in total bases.
And Will Nieves gone on a big breaking ball, 2 outs. Wainwright has struck out 4 of the 5 Nationals. He has retired. Sunday Family Fun Pack. We're enjoying that here today. And let's see when the next one is. Obviously, it's the next homestand. But who is it and when is it? It will be Sunday, September 12th against the Florida Marlins, 2 weeks from today. Mets Marlins on the next homestand. $14 gets you the seat, the hot dog, the chips, and the soda.
Pretty good deal.
Nice crowd on hand today. And John Lannon has 2 RBIs on the year. 093 career hitter, 3 RBIs total in John's hitting career. Levon was carrying an aluminum bat around the clubhouse this morning, brandishing it that like a, I don't know, kind of like a saber or a machete. And I said, Levon, I have a great idea. Why don't they let the pitchers hit with aluminum bats? He said, that's the best idea I've heard in years.
Well, I've got an idea for you. 2-0 right here. He's going to throw him a fastball. If I'm John Lannon, I'm getting that thing started about the time he gets that thing out of the leather, and because it should be a strike and it should be a fastball.
Yeah.
A little tardy. But you knew he's
trying to be ready for 90.
Yeah, well, you knew he was going to get a pitch to hit right there. He might not see another one. Well, that was right down the middle.
Oh, that's a good take. Ball 3. And he should get another fastball here. After some of the swings Adam Kennedy took his first time up, not sure the Cardinals want to see him up there with the bases loaded.
I'd almost be prone to take this pitch right here just to get it to 3-2.
John was hacking.
Well, the reason I say that, he couldn't have been in a better hitting situation, 2-0, and he couldn't get his bat barrel to the ball. So, he knows he's not known for his hitting. Maybe give a chance to miss a borderline pitch or take a borderline pitch and get Adam up there with the bases loaded. Now you got to protect any way you can.
Runners on the move. John Lannon, base hit, left field. Here comes Dunn. The ball gets by Holiday. Michael Morse is coming home. 2-0 Nationals.
How about that?
Guess he didn't want to do anything before 3-2.
No.
It'll be an RBI for Lannon. The error by Holiday will allow the second run to score. In fact, they may not give him an error, Ray. That ball took a bad hop.
It did. It checked up like a golf ball, and he ran by it. And I don't believe you can charge him with an error on that, Bob. But nice job. Really nice job by John Lannon. Measuring the pitch, 2-0, 3-1 behind the pitch, and then 3-2, just turning it up, the dial up a little bit and getting a little base hit to left field.
No error posted, and that was a clean, bad bounce in the outfield. It can happen on grass, too. So the Nats have a 2-0 lead.
I'd love to see that.
Well, Levon got a rally started with a base hit last night, leading off the third. This time it's Lannon with 2 outs in the second.
Well, Wayne,
his career RBI total goes from 3 to 5 with 1 swing.
Yeah. Wainwright got himself in trouble. He started him off with the curveball, and then that took the curveball away from him because then he had to try to get back into the count with his fastball, missed with the next fastball to get the 2-0, and then just never could get to a point where he could throw his breaking ball.
Kennedy struck out swinging first time up after a couple of rockets, foul balls. 3-0. The other thing the Nats are doing is making Wainwright throw lots of pitches. This is his 32nd pitch of this inning about to happen. He's been to full counts on 3 batters, including Lannon. And he walks Adam Kennedy. That'll bring up Ian Desmond, who got behind 0-2 and struck out on a breaking ball first time up. Dave Duncan, the St. Louis pitching coach, doesn't go to the mound a whole lot when Chris Carpenter or Adam Wainwright are pitching.
Yeah, you do get a little bit of extra energy bump when you're facing the best pitchers in the league. It's not a whole lot's expected of you by fans, people, because a guy is so dominant as Adam has been. But as a hitter, you know, you get juiced.
Highest average by rookies in this organization in August, and of course the one and only Boots Day.
Bootsy.
That was a good left-handed hitter, Boots.
He was. I played a long time with Boots. Montreal Expos and Detroit Tigers.
Here's Desmond. And a breaking ball is upstairs. Well, they say get him early. Tony La Russa's starter, Carpenter, gave up 10 hits 3 nights ago. The Nats have 4 against Wainwright, and Holiday will catch that one as it hangs up for him. Good inning for the Nats. John Lannon, maybe the most prolific swing of his major league career. A 2-run double, and after 2, Washington leads one of the best pitchers in baseball. Brought to you by AT&T. Rethink Possible by Nissan. End of the year, model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line. Nissan's bottom line sales event going on now. And by Resident Evil Afterlife in 3D in theaters September 10th. Capitol Grounds looking beautiful today. It's a hot Sunday afternoon. The dog days of August are almost over. Everybody enjoying some cold treats on this hot afternoon. 90 at game time. With Wainwright coming in, look at the Cy Young race. You know, Ray, a month ago looked like Ubaldo Jimenez was going to run away and hide, and some guys are catching up.
Yeah, Ubaldo went from an 0.57 earned run average to 271. Hudson, Wainwright, and Halladay have just continued to pitch so well, so consistently. All of those guys have an earned run average in the high ones, except for Hudson, who is 1.53 over his last 12 starts.
And he got 10 runs of support last night. Wainwright's a good hitter. 13 hits, 5 RBIs on the year. He's a 194 career batter with 5 home runs. 1-2 as John Lennon faded that ball right to the end of his bat. Wainwright, Schumacher, and Miles for St. Louis here in the top of the third. And a slow breaking ball with a pop fly out to right center. Michael Morse gets there and makes the call. It's on the Florida tomorrow night, and Jason Marquis will pitch against Alex Sanabia. 7:10 first pitch Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Jordan Zimmerman, Anibal Sanchez Tuesday. Former Marlins Scott Olson, Chris Volstad Wednesday. Then a day off, and it's on to the Berg. Nats and the battling Bucks next weekend in Pennsylvania. There's a John Lennon fastball on the outside corner to Schumacher, who took a pitch like that to left center for a base hit leading off the game. Pujols singled one out later, but the Cardinals stranded those two. That's in there.
He's drilling the ball. He's drilling the baseball right through the strike zone. Very aggressive.
Cincinnati, by the way, now leading the Cubs 3-1. He jammed him severely, and John Lennon just flips it over to Adam Dunn. 2 outs. They got some runs on the board in the National League East this afternoon. Mets got 4 in the bottom of the second against Houston. R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer, pitching for New York. Marlins 3-1 early at Atlanta. It's Josh Johnson with some run support. Hanley Ramirez has hit his 18th. And the Phillies are at San Diego later this afternoon. Cole Hamels and Clayton Richard there. The Phils are 2 back of the Braves. And St. Louis is done. In the top of the third, Desmond throws out Miles. Bernardino, Zimmerman, and Dunn coming up. 2-0 Nats.
To the bottom of the inning. Now, Roger Bernardina has been working diligently with Nationals hitting coach Rick Eckstein, and Rick likes what he's seen out of him at the plate recently.
He's got a very short, quick bat. He puts the ball in play hard, and then, you know, those line drives are starting to carry into the gaps and carry out of the park. And, you know, he's just shown the ability to make good adjustments, and his speed is something that is great to see. You know, with a drag bunt, he can beat out a drag bunt and then steal a base, score from first, and sometimes those long singles turn into doubles because of his speed.
And Rick said, too, that Roger's done a nice job of coming up with the plan and a program and sticking to it. And Roger told me today he's feeling more comfortable with each at bat. He said he can play in any spot in the lineup. And he said the key is just maintaining that swing and staying aggressive. Bob?
That's Debbie Taylor with our FCA Sideline Report. Visit FCA.org, the association for IT pros. 2-1 to Roger. Now he just gave away a strike. Off-speed pitch away, and it's 2-2 rather than 3-1 with Zimmerman and Dunn coming up. Roger doubled over the head of John Jay in center first time. I think he knew what was coming. He certainly looked like it. And I remember a game earlier this year when a younger Bernardina, in terms of experience, was worked over by the St. Louis pitching staff pretty well on breaking balls down and in. He just spit on that thing.
different guy right here.
And he stays alive on another tough one. Roger last night homered in the 8th inning, a big blow to really give the Nats a big lead.
Watch this short, quick stroke. I mean, that's just getting to the ball in a hurry. Just dropping the head of the bat right down on the ball. Not a whole lot of lost motion. Uses that front side to get himself started.
That ball is scorched. And Brendan Ryan got that on the short hop. Bernardina swinging the bat beautifully. And sometimes the guy's pretty good with the glove to take a hit away from you. Nationals coming close to their 5th hit already against Adam Wainwright.
This is just a solid big league play. Shortstops were always paid for their leather. And the last 20 years, guys like A-Rod and Jeter, 30 years, because you got to go back to Cal, change that. Still could catch it, but boy, they started hitting 25, 30, 40 home runs in that spot. That kid's just, he's out there because of his defense.
Yeah, he's not hitting this year, 220 range. That's high to Zimmerman, 1-1. Ryan got a pitch to work with first time with Bernardina at second, but he popped up to right. Still having a good series, 6 for 16. That is one nasty fastball in terms of location. Scoreboard here said 92 on that one. Our gun had it slower. And the 1-2 to Zimmerman. He knew he had to be hacking.
So far today, it looks like he's having a little bit of trouble commanding his fastball against left-handers. Dunn has the hit. Bernardina had the double. Lannon had the single. 3 of the 4 hitters that have hits, Morris got a little blooper, have been left-handers.
Wainwright human on the road, despite a good ERA. That'll punch out Zimmerman. Adam Wainwright's the primary reason the Cardinals are 41-23 at Busch Stadium. But on the road, they're 7 games under 500.
Little slider, curveball, may have missed a little bit, but you know, again, my theory and philosophy has always been anything close with 2 strikes, you have to swing at it. If it's a ball off the plate, I mean, that's 4 inches. It's hard. It's even hard for an umpire to differentiate between 2, 3, 4 inches on a ball away. So sometimes you have to expand that thing. You got to know the umpire and you have to know the pitcher.
Target way out there. That's where the pitch goes, 2-0. Adam Dunn with a hit off the glove of Brendan Ryan got the Nats started on their 2-run second inning. Morse blooped one, and then Lannon lined one to left. Not exactly like the Nats hit Wainwright all over the park, but you'll take 2 anyway against this guy. Adam was looking for something middle in, but he didn't get it. Still a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, daytime earned run average. Wainwright leading the world with a 1.54, so we're already a half a run more than he normally gives up.
And he lets that one go, 3-1. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the 3rd. 2-0 Washington, out hitting St. Louis 4-3. And he'll spit on that one, go to first base. Adam Dunn hasn't walked much lately. That's his 60th of the year and the 2nd of the day from Adam Wainwright. Michael Morse is on fire Ray night. 4 hits last night, a hit in his last at-bat Friday, so he has hits in 6 consecutive at-bats.
Going up the middle to right field, ball's out away from him, getting that extension, hanging breaking ball, drills it in left field. Another fastball inside out, goes inside out. Maxwell took a little bit of dirt up his nostrils there, but he was able to get the 3rd, scored a little bit later.
And that ball by Morse hammered to left. It is gone, and the Nats lead 4-0. His 10th of the year. And Michael Morse is absolutely on fire. 7 consecutive hits, and this one leaves the premises.
Well, he's waking, or not waking, but opening a lot of eyes right now. This is another curveball. Doesn't curve until it starts its downward arc out there at about 370 feet.
That's the 12th home run Wainwright's given up this year in 193 innings. 4-0 Nationals. Willie Harris the hitter. And it was all set up by the 2-out walk when Wainwright kept staying away from Adam Dunn. But that's it about a good lineup, Ray. You stay away from one guy, somebody else has to jump up and hurt the pitcher.
Oh, yeah, boy. And, you know, and we haven't done that. We haven't done that this year. We haven't been able to stack up, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 guys in a row that were making contact and pitchers not being able to get away with a mistake. And, you know, this lineup might be some Morris. Hey, I mean, this guy's for real. You know, you go a couple hundred at bats and do this. You've been around the league now long enough that people know how to pitch you. You know, throwing him a breaking ball is not what I would do, because I think that he is more of a breaking ball, fastball away type hitter. But, you know, he hit his fastball for a base hit to right field. That'll make you change your mind.
He is 8 for 10 in this series now, with a home run and 4 RBIs.
And scalding the ball. I mean, he's got
nothing cheap about those hits.
One hit to right that he fought off, and good hitters are going to do that, and everything else have been balls that have been just bolts.
Willie Harris out to right center, and that'll be Jay, but he's fighting the sun. He takes it. A 2-out walk and a blast by Michael Morris. He reaches the 10 home run mark. Bernardina also has this weekend, and who knows, Desmond might do it before it's all over. We join our friends at DynCorp International in saluting our troops and thanking them for all the wonderful and courageous things they do here and abroad. How about the weapon that guy is brandishing these days? Michael Morse batting .800 in this series. John Lannon ready for his 4th inning of work, and he'd better be. Albert Pujols is leading off. Holiday and Feliz to follow. The Nats lead 4-0.
Yeah, no need to fool around now. You've got a 4-run lead. You go right at these guys. Establish that first pitch, then you go to town. There you go. First pitch, fastball, strike. Now you go to pitching.
Early in the count, Pujols singled hard to left field first time. He's 5 for 12 in the series with 2 homers.
I like the way he's busting that ball inside today, and you know, you just keep thinking of John Lannon as a finesse pitcher. And when he comes out featuring this kind of stuff, you know, he borderlines in power pitching.
Foul ball. Ryan didn't play umpire. He just played third base and played the ball through. And the count's 1-2. And I saw Brendan Ryan do that last inning. That one he picked it out at short off the bat of Bernardina. He wasn't assuming he caught the ball. He came up throwing. It's like playing the whistle. And a 1-2 coming from Lannon to Pujols. Way outside. And John pouring that ball in there.
See how it's hard to get on top of that ball moving away from those hitters? Even though it's up. That's the third ball that right-handers have fouled off to the right side, back over the dugout.
I think Albert likes this new ballpark.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd say. He may be one of those guys that has not found a ballpark he doesn't like.
3-2 right off the end of the bat. Lannon will just tag him.
What a beautiful pitch. Just a perfectly executed changeup.
There aren't many ball marks on this part of Albert Pujols' bat.
No, that's a perfect changeup. 3-2. Outside, working down. Just the deception of the arm speed. The late movement of the ball. No chance.
Next up, Matt Holliday, who popped up to Adam Dunn. Foul ball first time. Lannon's first 3 innings averaging 11 pitches per. One ball, one strike. Cubs have tied Cincinnati, by the way. 2 runs in the 5th. They've already collected 10 hits in that ball game, tied with the Reds, who suddenly seem to have some pitching issues. There's a little flare out to left center. Matt Holliday's a big, strong guy, and he's a lot like Michael Morse. He'll fight off a pitch like that and get a base hit.
Well, that was a good pitch. I mean, you can't put the ball in a better spot than that. And all you're trying to do out there is take the sting out of a hitter's bat, and he comes in there, catches him right on the label, and he just fights it off right over the infield. No damage.
Here's Felice.
Good execution of another pitch.
Marlins continue to put a hurt on the Braves today. 5-1 now. They just scored 2 in the 3rd after 3 in the 1st. And Felice pulling off that pitch low.
Now that's a sinker. That's an 86, 87 mile an hour sinker. 2-seamer is a sinker. Ball that goes down. Now that pitch he's been throwing 91 is a 4-seamer that he grips across the big part of the horseshoe part of the seam and rides that ball inside. Another change
tapper.
up.
Tough play. No play. When that ball hit the second time, it didn't spin toward the line. The Nats had no chance for a throw anywhere. 2 on, 1 out.
Goes that sinker, catches it right on the end of the bat again. High chopper. Nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You know, and this is where you really have to settle down. 2 balls that haven't been hit hard. You can't be saying, oh, poor, pitiful me. You can't do it. You've got to gather yourself, get back to pitching, make 1 pitch, get a ground ball double play, and get in that dugout. Just can't start thinking anything negative as well as he's throwing the ball now. Because he hasn't made a bad pitch yet. You know, they get base hits, but they can get base hits on good pitches.
Two and 0. Lannon had 2 runners aboard with 1 out first inning. Got a pop up and a strikeout. A runner aboard with 1 out second. Got Ryan on a double play, and after a 1-2-3 third and retiring Albert Pujols here, a 2 on 1 out situation, and now a dangerous count.
Well, good thing there as a young pitcher when quirky things happen, tend to lose your concentration just a little bit. Steps off, regathering himself.
Up the middle. There's Kennedy. There's Desmond. And there's another double play. And they're not hitting the ball with authority at all against John Lannon. St. Louis stranding their third runner of the day. It's all Nats, 4-0 with defense. Now, I have an issue with what Abe did here a moment ago. Teddy is running outside. Someone needs to tell him to run inside. I mean, Abe cuts the corner, and it's no contest from there. Come on. Abe goes in sideways just to taunt his other three fellow presidents. Mom and her little guy having a great time on this Sunday afternoon. A family fun pack day at the ballpark. Another one coming up 2 weeks from today. And here it comes. Will Nieves, John Lannon, Adam Kennedy, bottom of the fourth, against Adam Wainwright, who's already thrown 71 pitches. Will struck out swinging first time after getting behind early in the count. John Lannon saved the inning with a two-run double, a flare to left. That took a funny hop and got by Matt Holliday to bring in an extra run. Morse the homer in the third, and the Nats lead by 4. We'll have a note on John Lannon's big hit when he comes up in a moment. Swing and a miss. Nieves gone. 6 Ks for Wainwright. Miller Lite party nights at the ballpark Thursdays through Saturdays. Scoreboard Pavilion seat drink voucher, $20, $22 for prime games. Come early. Pre-game happy hour at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar featuring $5 beers. John Lannon posting his first career multi-RBI game with that one swing, and his first extra base hit since July 9th of last year at Minute Maid Park in Houston. That was right before the All-Star break. On July 9th, John Lannon had a double, but the Nats lost 9-4. So much for that theory. And a little tapper. Wainwright will go up with that 6'7" height of his. 2 outs. I think at this stage of the ball game, John needs to get back into the dugout, get a little shade, get a breather. And Adam Kennedy, Ray, is an experienced hitter, and I know you as a manager are looking for something here, and that would be some sort of extended at bat for Adam Kennedy with the pitcher having just been on the diamond.
Well, you definitely take the first pitch. Give him a chance to get a little water, sit down, just take the first pitch.
which happens to be outside.
Now you take the second one. That's all a part of being a team player.
And being a leadoff guy.
Yeah.
There are some times when your personal at-bat might suffer because you're helping the team.
Well, who cares? This kid is a ball player. You know, he's gotten better and better. He made that great play the other day from second to throw the runner out at third. But he knows how to play the game. That's just, I mean, I love that. I love that. I love it when a guy goes up like that and has an idea. I mean, you got 4-run lead. I mean, this at-bat certainly is important to him, but, hey, you can hit with 2 strikes. And that's what builds that closeness on the ball club. And we talk about culture. There's 24 people in that dugout right now feeling good that this kid took 2 pitches. I mean, it does matter. It matters.
2-2 now, so it'll be at least a 5-pitch at bat. Wow, that's dominant.
That's kind of scary.
That means he saves some of his repertoire for the second time through. Guys don't see everything first time around. Making what the Nats have done today pretty impressive. And Kennedy will spoil another pitch. Well, it was a drought against the Cubs and a feast against St. Louis in terms of the numbers of hits. Kennedy takes one inside, so obviously Wainwright, the big frame, was that 34-pitch second inning. He's been pretty quick other than that, although the Nats did make him throw 24 in the third. And now here's a 3-2 to Kennedy. And that's a great at-bat by a veteran hitter.
Beautiful.
That will further give John Lennon a chance for a breather. And another 3-2 count by Adam Wainwright today, and he's walked 3 men. Kennedy twice. That'll bring up Desmond, who is 0 for his last 7 after going 0 for 5 last night, but he's still 7 for 19 in the series. So Desmond got all the hits first 2 games, and the last 2 it's been Morse with a lot of help from their buddies.
Well, I'm interested to see how La Russa's going to handle this. A good chance he's going to be out of this inning with 90 pitches.
And he's due to bat third, isn't he?
And he's due to bat third. He's down 4 runs. Imagine if it goes 1-2 and he's a third hitter, Tony would leave him out there. If there's runners on base, probably pinch hit for him.
And Desmond 0 for 3, thrown out by Miles. On to the top of the 5th inning. John Lennon will deal with the bottom of the St. Louis order. 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Adam Wainwright has been roughed up by the Nats. 4 runs, 5 hits, and he's walked 3 batters. Not the story for John Lannon. 2 huge double play balls today.
Ryan, 5-4-3 after a Molina single. Then base hit to left field, plated 2 runs. Bad hop on Holiday. Then Jay coming up there after a single by Feliz. 4-6-3 double play. Can't do it any better. Very pitch efficient. 49 pitches.
Here's Molina. Yeah, right at 12 pitches per. John facing 7, 8, 9 here. No activity in the St. Louis bullpen.
Well, Wainwright, one thing, he can swing the bat.
He's almost like having a regulation hitter. And they have one player hurt, Colby Rasmus, who was in the lineup today and then pulled out minutes before first pitch. Alan Craig is 0 for 6. And the other guys they have are Felipe Lopez, who's not playing very well. And the bullet that Tony La Russa wants to save for late in the game is Randy Wynn, who in this series is 5 out of 9. So you can go to your bench too early. He knows that. And Tony La Russa also knows he's playing a ball club whose pitchers, as a rule, do not pitch into the 8th or 9th inning. So it looks like Wainwright stays for a while, and we'll see what happens down the road. Molina does have a base hit. And he hits this one out, high in the air, left center. Who wants it? Who wants it? And it's Bernardino. Willie Harris gave up on the ball, and that was almost fatal. I don't know if Bernardino was calling for it, but he had a much longer run because Willie Harris was playing out toward left center.
Well, I like what happened there. Bernardino saw the ball tracking and he called it and called Willie off of it. The doggone sun is right in his eyes, but he stayed with that ball. He may have called it a little prematurely, Bob. I think that's what he may have
Willie
done.
Peeled off early.
Yeah. But he took charge and Willie peeled off and he got there.
That's what center fielders are supposed to do. And there's a pitch up to Ryan with Wainwright on deck.
Because that is the position of a ball right there in that gap, almost square between them, that oftentimes you see 2 outfielders converge and nothing good happens.
Zimmerman cuts that one off. 2 outs. Boy, does he cover some ground over there. AT&T trivia coming from our smartphone. At least it's smarter than us most of the time. So its 2 current American League managers were National League Manager of the Year. Well, Jim Leland's got to be one, right? I think the other's Joe Girardi. I think when the Marlins weren't even close to winning a division, Girardi was the Manager of the Year. It's either 3 or 4 years ago. We'll check it out. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you agree?
The question was what? National League Manager?
American League managers, 2 of them that were National League Managers of the Year.
No, I got to go with you.
All right. You know, when we don't have to dig into page 328 of the media guide, we're okay. Joe Girardi was Manager of the Year in the National League in 06 when the Florida Marlins won only 78 games. And of course, then he got fired, and Freddie Gonzalez came in. He's been given the sack. And the Nats will be down there tomorrow.
Yeah, the owner didn't like Girardi. They had a little conflict about midway through the season. And
well, Girardi didn't like the owner sitting behind home plate hollering at the umpires.
Yep.
And Wainwright's gone, and how about John Lannon? A 1-2-3 inning. That's his 3rd strikeout of the day. He is pitching beautifully, leading 4-0. Fifth inning, the Nats on top 4-0. All right, two things to talk about right here. First of all, pitching and then offense. Your thoughts on 5 great innings by John Lannon?
Very aggressive, the most aggressive I've seen him with his fastball, inside especially, then going to his changeup away and his curveball. So just coming right at people very, very aggressively.
All right, Ray, and you know what it feels like to be a hitter when you get hot. You're seeing the ball. So what's Michael Morse feeling and seeing when he gets to the plate right now?
Well, his mind is free. He's going up there looking for the baseball, getting good balls to hit. He's not swinging at bad balls. When he does have trouble, he has a tendency to swing at some bad balls. He's getting good pitches to hit, and he's so strong that, even the balls that are tough pitches, he's able to fight those off for hits. And when he gets extension, my goodness, he's hitting the ball hard.
7 consecutive hits. You can make things easy on your manager by performing like this. And managers like it. Jim Riggleman, anybody will tell you, when you have fewer lineup decisions you have to make every day because guys are doing their jobs, it's easy for everybody.
It's nothing like throwing 8 guys out there every day. I never had that opportunity, but I played on teams that did when I was with the Big Red Machine in the early mid-'70s when Sparky just wrote out the same 8 guys every day, and the only thing changed was a pitcher.
Kind of like Charlie Manuel the last year or two in this league. And he's had to deal with injuries this year. I still remember with humor the day I stood on the field in Cincinnati with one Ray Knight, manager of the Reds. And you weren't real happy with your ball club at that time. We were talking about some guys you had out on rehab, and I said, what do they have to do to get back to the major leagues? And you said, as soon as a guy hits a line drive, we get him back up here.
Yeah, we're having a tough time scoring some runs.
Oh, man, it's got to be so frustrating. What do you do?
There's not a lot you can do when your offense just shuts down and you feel like you have a good offensive club, and for some reason they just go down and go in the tank. You have an injury or two, and the guys that you have coming up just aren't the type player, and they can't replace that top line talent.
And Adina, base hit right center. He's 2 for 3 today. They better hurry. He makes a big turn, and Schumacher gets it back in. Roger Bernardina has 7 hits in this series. Desmond has 7. Zimmerman 6. Morse has 8. And this is some fun the Nats are having at home at the end of this homestand.
Again, short and quick, hanging breaking ball. And he just got that little pause that, Al Oliver had that pause. Bill Madlock had that pause. George Brett had that pause. When they would see the breaking ball and recognize it, they just sat there and kind of sank on that back leg and let the ball get to him and then unloaded on it.
1-0 to Zimmerman. Ryan 0 for 2 with a fly ball to right and a looking third strike. And that's real similar to the pitch that caught him watching back in the third.
I got to tell you a story that's probably been heard by a lot of people out there, but it tickles me about not having hitters after this pitch. This guy is a head of the scouting department for a big league ball club, sends a guy to go look at this pitcher, and the pitcher throws 9 complete innings, strikes out 16, writes a report and says, hey, this guy's unbelievable. There's only one guy that hit a foul ball, and every at bat he hit 3 foul balls, but he eventually struck out, and he said, hey, we've got enough pitching. Sign the guy that fouled the balls on.
Well, that's a rare organization that had enough pitching. That's my answer to that one. That's funny. Well, that's like the old famous scouting report that came back in the old teletype days. They asked for a scouting report on a young infielder. It came back, good field, no hit. That's where that term came from. And a lot of baseball knowledge and lore comes from scouts and how they look at young guys. That's a tag you don't want to be hung with. Good field, no hit. Reds, by the way, have taken the lead over the Cubs 4-3. Zimmerman fighting here on 2-2 with a leadoff man aboard. He knows this time if it's out there, he's got to be hacking, Ray, just like you mentioned that last at bat. Because Adam Wainwright, you've got him down 4-0. It's the 6th inning. But he is still capable of shutting you down the rest of this game. 5 complete games on the year. Only Roy Halladay has more with 8. And Zimmerman with a high fly ball, right field line. Schumacher in plenty of time with the sun reflecting off his sunglasses. Dunn coming up. Let's check out our league leaders from Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races. And these are major league leaders. Look at that. Cabrera's hit 29% of his team's home runs. Pujols 28, Dunn 27. Adrian Gonzalez, if you round it up, 26, and then Ugla 23. Interesting. Guys who mean a lot to their ball clubs. Action-packed table games, red-hot slots await at Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races, West Virginia.
Starts Adam off with a changeup. That doesn't happen too often. They tend to start him off with breaking balls from the right-handers. Left-handers will run the fastball in on him. Because he's not a first ball fastball hitter. He likes to take the first pitch. So seldom does anybody start him off with a changeup.
It's been a while since we talked about Adams' on-base percentage. Going into the ball game today, it was down, if you will, to 353. Career, he's been 380. But he has attacked the ball more this year, and he's taking fewer walks. Base hit and a walk today, though. And the 0-2. Looks like Molina wants it up and in. Gets it there, and there's a hole in Adams' swing right there. 7 strikeouts for Wainwright. But look who's coming to dinner. Michael Morse is next.
4th inning. Curveball. Staying in there. Built-in elevation. Hits that ball out there. Hard. We've been saying that. Hard. He hit 3 balls this weekend. Hard that he didn't get enough elevation on, or they would have been home runs.
And the Cubs were tough on him. Just go back real quick. In the Chicago series, he was 1 for 7 with 1 walk. And finished that series 10 for his last 68. He's come out of that with a vengeance against St. Louis.
Well, the Cubs did not throw him a ball middle of the plate away. Everything they threw him was inside third of the plate to his belt buckle.
And Ray, you and I talked about that 2 nights ago. We expressed not confusion, but couldn't figure out why St. Louis was pitching him away as much as they were.
Going out there again.
That's too far out.
Well, he gives the appearance that he gives you the outside part of the plate because he's so far off the plate, but this guy may have the longest arms in our ball club, and he uses a 34.5-inch bat. So, I mean, he can reach all the way out here if he keeps that front shoulder going towards second base. He'll work back inside now.
Morris out to center. Right at Jay. It is the dog days of August here. Dog days with Debbie. Don't go away.
Cardinals as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Now, the dog days of August, as Bob said, are not quite over. So why not bring the dogs here to Nationals Park? For the 3rd year in a row, the Nats are hosting their Pups in the Park event, and these dogs are all having a great time. This is Murray right here to my left, and Lily, their first ball game so far. They're bringing the Nats a little bit of luck, and the Nats are also teaming up with the Humane Society to encourage people to adopt some pets. So enjoy the dog days of August, everybody. Bob, back to you.
Thank you, Debbie. Pretty good out there in the shade. And our furry friends have brought the Nats some pretty good success so far today. Long way to go, though. Top of the 6th. Right-hander Fernando Salas is warming. Adam Wainwright's at 104 pitches in 5 innings. Schumacher, the hitter, and Zimmerman, the taker, for the first out. Perfectly positioned.
One pitch, one out. Fastball out away from him, goes with it. Zim right there, sucks that thing up.
And here's Aaron Miles, 0 for 2. Swinging strikeout, ground ball to short. Lannon averaging 12 pitches per inning, gets a strike, 1-1. Pujols next. And Kennedy right there. That goes a long way to keeping your afternoon rolling when you keep people off base in front of this next batter. St. Louis box score will show singles by Schumacher and Pujols in the first, Holiday and Feliz in the fourth, Molina in the second, and that has been it.
At this rate right here, and I don't believe in jinxing anybody. That karma stuff I never really got into a whole lot. But the fact is, with this pitch count right here, if he can get Albert within the next 4 or 5 pitches, he's got a heck of a chance to complete this ball game if Riggleman so chooses. He's got about 45 pitches to work with, and with 3 innings to play, that's 3 pitches less than what he's thrown per inning thus far.
And Pujols on 0-2, expanding his zone.
Boy, he's got good stuff today. Boy, I mean, his fastball's crackling inside. His changeup is very good movement away. His curveball's got enough break in it that even when he hangs it right there, it's snapping.
And down in to strike out Albert. The inning is over. And in the middle of the 6th, John Lennon has shut out St. Louis on 5 hits through 2/3 of the game. Davis and Lannon. And things are rolling at the moment. They are into the St. Louis bullpen. And we invite you to come to the ballpark for Roberto Clemente Day, Wednesday, September 8th. Nats and the Mets, 12:30. Pre-game and in-game video tributes on the big board for the great Hall of Famer and humanitarian Clemente. Visit nationals.com/tickets or 888-632-NATS to purchase your tickets today. So the Nats get Adam Wainwright out of the game after 5 innings. 104 pitches, 67 strikes, and Fernando Salas takes over, his 16th big league appearance. Willie Harris 0 for 2 today, a called third strike and a fly ball to center. Willie taking that one well away. Fernando Salas, 25 years of age, from Huatabampo, Mexico. Cardinals purchased him from the Saltillo Saraperos of the Mexican League back in February of 07, so it's his 4th year of professional baseball in this country. He only pitched 24 games as high as AAA last year. 2-2 pitch. Harris out ahead of it, over the top of it. That's the 8th Nat to strike out today. All right, look at the busyness of the middle of this box score, especially Adam Dunn and Michael Morse, who have scored all 4 runs. Morse has driven in 2 with a homer. And then you go all the way down to number 9, where John Lennon has the first multi-RBI game of his major league career. Nats came in hitting .256, 10th in the league, tied with the Phillies. And as I mentioned earlier, they finally got out of that bottom 3 in the league in runs scored when they dropped 14 on St. Louis last night to pass the Mets in runs this year. You take your little victories wherever you can get them. When it's August and you're almost 20 games out of first. Schumacher under this one near the line, 2 outs. All right, Ray, here's our AT&T trivia. 2 American League managers at present have won National League Manager of the Year awards. We think it's Leland and Girardi.
Oh, yeah.
And Jim Leland did it twice.
Back on top, partner.
That's a great feeling, isn't it, Ray? Well, for one more day, anyway. Whenever we get one of these, the next day is usually impossible. They'll go digging deep for tomorrow night. Well, they say every dog has its day. And I guess it's appropriate we hit one on this particular afternoon. But Debbie with a good message, pups in the park, and contact your local humane society. You can always do some good for the community and our friends. And that's well inside and low, 1 and 2 to John Lennon.
One last thought on Wainwright, Bob. I'd made a note here. Only twice all year had he been knocked out of a ball game without going 6 innings. This is just the 3rd time in all season. 27 starts, 24 of those he'd gone 6 innings or better. So he has not been knocked around at all. And looking at July and August, his earned run average in July 1.17, August 1.30. He was 8 and 2 in those 2 months. I mean, that's just numbers that don't happen. But the Nationals put 4 up on him.
Do the Nats want Lennon on base here, I wonder? He's having some tough at-bats today. Holiday unable to reach that.
Well, this is the way I look at it. I know there was a lot of pitchers, Don Sutton being one of them, that didn't want to be on base. But he's a ball player. He's not just a pitcher. I know we want to get him 8 innings, whatever, but, you know, you never know. His run may be the run that wins a ball game. So you battle as hard as you can and let whatever happens happen.
3-2. Foul tip happens. I have noticed in recent years when pitchers are being interviewed, they'll often say, yeah, I played there for 2 years. I played there for a year. They don't say I pitched there. They say I played there. I've just kind of picked up on that in recent years. I'm not sure pitchers really used to talk like that.
I don't think it's part of these guys' mentality, just give an out. I mean, you know, the great competitors that I've known, they're going to battle you tooth and nail right to the end. And, you know, certainly it makes sense. I mean, I can logically see where you would want him to get back in the dugout, to get back out there and pitch. But, you know, this is a battle to me. And if you give in one little bit, then somewhere along the line, you know, where does that come into other parts of your game?
Yeah. Well, other than Craig Stammen, John Lannon has now taken second place in the staff RBI race. I think they ought to have some kind of award for the pitcher who drives in the most runs during a season. It's a nice at bat by John. Yeah. Take it easy going to first. You've got some work left. And there's the National Harbor in front of that amazing Woodrow Wilson Bridge. Michael Morse, 2 for 3 today, a homer, 2 RBIs. Adam Wainwright, the Nats get him out of the ballgame after 5 innings. 6 hits, 4 earned runs. A rare day indeed for the Nats against one of the best pitchers in baseball. John Lannon looks like one of those the way he's going today. When he throws his first pitch this inning, it'll be number 70.
Through 6, 5 hits. The breaking ball is working. Down and in there, right here, another breaking ball, check swing, see ya. Ground ball, double plays, turn 2 of these a day, 5-4-3. Here's another one right here, 6-4-3. As he's been able to make pitches when somebody has gotten on base. Nobody's hit the ball hard. He's thrown the fastball at 92 on occasion, inside. The best I've seen him, John. You know, I mean, you say that a lot. That's the best I've seen him, but he hasn't been better than this.
No. John has gone 7 innings 3 times this year. Most recently, 2 weeks ago here against Arizona in a 4-2 win. He went 7 at San Diego in a 5-3 win May 28th. And then he went 7 against Milwaukee April 16th in a 5-3 win. But aside from those games, and that ball skied deep to right center. It might go. It's off the scoreboard from Matt Holliday. And he has a 2-hit day. But it's in the ballpark. And St. Louis still not on the board. The ball on the board, but no score up there. That's all right. But, Ray, it's interesting. John, 7 innings 3 times. But only 5 other times has he gone as much as 6.
Yeah, well, his pitch count has been just atrocious. because he's thrown 19, 20 pitches per inning. And once you get to that point, you're not going to go past 5 innings.
Do you think Ian has one of those climbing rock walls where he lives? Or Roger, I mean, Bernardino?
Yeah,
he's done. He looks like he's very comfortable scaling walls. He's going to be our own Spider-Man if he keeps it up. But that's a big out for Lannon. Hey, if they move the runner over and now get him in with an out, no big deal. You're up by 4. John Jay is the hitter. He's bounced to Kennedy twice, one of those in a double play.
Well, at this part of the game, you're looking for 9 outs. Now you have to get 8 outs. And that run doesn't mean a thing over there. Just get an out. If they drive him in, big deal, but get an out. And then if Riggs so chooses, he can go to the bullpen in the 8th. But, you know, at 73 pitches, John should not be out of gas.
If he hits it to anybody but the pitcher or the third baseman, it's probably an RBI. That's a great breaking ball, well outside, 0-2. And Lannon doesn't have to throw a strike to get an out, maybe. Look at that, 10 ground ball outs.
Well, as competitive as John Lannon is, he's thinking strikeout. He wants to save that run. His earned run average is down to 492, the first time since June the 6th that he's been in the 4s.
All right, that'll be an RBI, but look at Dunn. Now get the out, and they do. That's okay.
Very nice play right there.
One of Adam Dunn's best defensive plays of the year. 2 outs.
I think Adam has gotten better and better playing defense over there, catching ground balls especially. He botched one the other day. That's going to happen. Where he's got to get better is being able to catch the ground ball and scoop the ground balls from the throw. But John Lannon making the break, getting over there easily, finding the bag, well executed. That's why that PFP out of spring training, you do that until your tongue hangs out down there.
Here's Molina, 1 for 2. He's hit the ball up the middle twice. Great pitch, fading to the outside corner. Now he goes after Molina. First one was mid-80s, that one 92. And in his years as a Nat, and John's debut goes back to 07, this is about as hard as we've seen him throw.
It is. It is.
Catch a foul ball will find you even if you're rooting for the other team.
There's been several games that he has tried to depend on that sinker, which he throws at 87, 88, and predominantly threw it the entire game.
Well, they tried to jam Molina, but John didn't get it in far enough. 0-2 pitch. Looking to bury him inside. Joel Peralta running if needed.
Well,
number 8 hitter Brendan Ryan for St. Louis now, and nobody in the on-deck circle yet.
Both of these balls have been squared. The ball that Holiday hit was squared. That ball was squared. We're going to send out Steve McCaddy and have a little talk. I'd like to get through this inning and give it to the bullpen for the 8th and 9th.
Look out in theaters September 10th, Resident Evil Afterlife in 3D. And Tony La Russa, of course, the master of the decoy, just sent Fernando Salas to the on-deck circle.
Yeah, I believe what Riggs is thinking here is if he does not get Ryan, you end up putting a pinch hitter in that spot, which he will. You can't allow John to go out there with a chance to let them tie the game up, especially if this kid hits the ball hard off of him.
And that bounces. Good play. And then the ejection of the mask by Will Nieves.
But I see a little change in his stuff. He was dominant. Now he's throwing the ball, bouncing it. The balls that he threw to Holiday right down the middle of the plate, the ball that he threw to Molina, center cut. And that's, managers look for a little change. And even though the pitch count is only at 79, it's also a very hot, humid day. And, you know, we used to never say that, though. You know what?
Yep.
Now we say it all the time. It's hot and humid. That's the way we wanted it.
Baseball weather.
Yeah. But he's leaving his fastball up a little bit. So legs maybe starting to tire.
Just now at 80 pitches, John Lennon.
This will be his last hitter if he gets on base.
And if he retires him, probably the same. You'd have 6 outs left for the bullpen.
Yeah.
Fresh arms, fresh legs. Sean Burnett, inning and 2/3 scoreless last night, joining Peralta, who closed out the ball game last evening. And a 2-1 to Ryan. Well, let's see if John can finish with a flourish. No time to go nibbling on a hitter who's hit 2 home runs this year. 4-1 Nationals, top of the 7th. That ball so far inside, he hit it at a 90-degree angle to the left.
He's thrown so many strikes today. We've only had about 7 or 8% of our pitchers throw 70% strikes for the entire ball game once they get through 6 innings. John's at about 72% right now with 59 strikes and 83 pitches.
Got the ball in on his hands. That'll be a good finish as Bernardina catches it. 7th inning stretch time in Washington. Today's game brought to you by the all-new 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Visit your Washington area Hyundai dealers today. St. Louis gets a run on 2 hits, stranding a runner. They've left 3. 7th inning stretch time Sunday. Time for God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as we honor our great country with a performance of God Bless America. Once again, the Knight Brothers.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. Oh, God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
National Stadium. Next game promotion Monday at 7 p.m. Mass and HD. The Nationals visit the Marlins for a 3-game series. Jason Marquis this season 0-7, 8.79 ERA. Last 2 starts, 12 innings pitched with 2 earned runs, 2 losses versus Alex Sanabia. This season he's 3-1 with a 3.62 ERA. July the 18th versus the Nats, he went 5 innings and gave up no runs. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. with Nats Extra.
First of 3 in Florida tomorrow night. Day off Thursday on to Pittsburgh. Jason pitching his best game of the year by far last time out. Let's hope he can go out and get a W now. Top of the order, bottom 7. Adam Kennedy. As St. Louis goes with Salas again. Adam 2 walks today in the series. He's 3 for 14 with a pair of RBIs. He's been on base 5 times. He's taken some good hacks. Interesting game in Cincinnati. The Reds keep going ahead and the Cubs keep tying them up. Chicago just got 2 in the 8th on a Kosuke Fukudome homer, his 12th of the year, the second consecutive game in which he's homered in Cincinnati. 5-5, top 8. I'm not sure Cincinnati has led St. Louis by more than 4 games this year. That could change today. Kennedy for Miles. Up there forever. Down it comes. 1 out. Only 2 Sundays left in the regular season. One of them is 2 weeks from today for the Sunday Family Fun Pack against the Marlins on September 12th and against the Atlanta Braves the second last Sunday of the season. $14 gets you a seat, a hot dog, chips, a soda, and need to be mentioned, a great time at the ballpark. Nationals.com/tickets. Desmond pushes it by the mound, and that is a base hit.
Oh, he's a good-looking player, man.
Well, when you're 0 for your last 8, why not bunt and get yourself a hit? I like it the way he's thinking, Ray, about the way he's playing this game lately.
That's a big part of his offense, man. I mean, that's his arsenal. And he knew it. Perfect bunt. Pushed it right by the right-hander. You tend to do this against left-handers, but there was nobody. Nobody even went after that ball. It was such a perfectly placed bunt.
Boy, I'm glad there was no throw. He was running around that baseline. Here's Bernardina. I like these 2 kids. Now, earlier this year, we thought it was revolutionary when Riggleman put him 7th, 8th in the batting order, because at that point, Bernardina was not an everyday player. But I remember talking to Jim about that on our MASNsports.com blog several months ago, and he was very intrigued by the power and the athletic ability of the 2 of them. This one will hang up for Schumacher. And now they got a lot more responsibility, and look at Desmond trying to take second. He knocks over Brendan Ryan, and he's out. It'll be 9-6. And the 7th inning comes to a close. Well, you hate to see that with Ryan Zimmerman coming up next. Desmond trying to be aggressive with 2 outs. And he almost wiped out the shortstop, but Brendan Ryan held on, and Schumacher a pretty good throw. defense today, and lots of sunshine. Albert Pujols against John Lannon, and he's handled the big slugger pretty well today.
He's been able to shut him down pretty well. He gets this ball a little bit on the end of the bat as he was able to get a base hit through the left side. His first at bat, look at this, change up, outside part of the plate, right off the end of the bat, squibber back to the pitcher. Then a nasty curveball down and in. Could not even touch that ball as he was able to work all over the end of that bat barrel. Pitching to Albert. And you don't see Albert look that bad. 2 at bats out of 3.
Here's Randy Wynn, who's 5 out of 9 in this series. So John Lannon will be given some rope here by Jim Riggleman. I like it. Top of the 8th. This is like an old-time ball game. A starter still around after 21 outs. Now if somebody gets on, that'll probably be it. Desmond picks it. Here comes the arm. And the Nationals finally get Randy Wynn out, who hit the ball hard, but Desmond played it well.
Desi has so much range. I mean, he goes so far to his right. That ball last year, now that Guzman's gone, I'll say it, he wouldn't have had that ball. He had no chance to get to that ball. Desmond gets there easily, comes up, shows that gun. We've got a special player in his shortstop.
Well, and he's playing with discipline now to go along with the athletic ability. The lack of discipline is what caused all those errors, pardon me. Nothing about his lack of talent or being able to make plays. It's about good choices out there, and he's getting better all the time.
And it takes time. It takes time, and he's growing. And you mentioned it, Bob, I believe it was the first night when he held a throw behind second base.
Yes, he did.
How that was just a sign of that maturity.
I mean, he was trying to throw everybody in the ballpark out in the first 4 months of the season.
Well, he always did, but this isn't A-ball, AA, AAA, or high school. These runners are better runners, and he hadn't been able to gauge the speed until about maybe 5-6 weeks ago. He started realizing that, hey, I'm going to start eating some of these balls.
And in about 2 days, Ian Desmond will be at the 1-year mark of his major league career. Called up last September, hit .280.
He's just got a very live body. I mean, when you watch him play out there, he's got a live body. Energy. He runs the ball out. Every time he hits the ball, he's going as hard as he can.
Tricky little roller for Zimmerman. Man, that thing never took a hop at all until the very end. And Lannon gets 2 more ground ball outs during this copyrighted telecast, presented by authority of the Washington Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. John Lannon, 13 ground ball outs now. And Aaron Miles, the hitter, a last-minute insertion into the lineup when Colby Rasmus came up hurt and unable to play. Well, Rasmus has been hurt. Uh-oh, there's a base hit. Pujols coming up. And that might be it. We told you Riggleman was giving him a little bit of rope here in the 8th inning. And here comes the manager. He'll make a double switch, and John Lannon's done after 7 2/3, his longest outing of the year. Pujols can't tie the game, but Jim Riggleman's not comfortable with it being 4-2 or 4-3 either. Get ready for a nice ovation. The Nationals pitchers have not been very durable this year, but John Lannon on a hot day sure was today. to you by your local Ford dealers. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Drive one around the monument, the reflecting pool, the Lincoln Memorial. It's a beautiful day in Washington, D.C. Down here in Southeast, Alberto Gonzalez will take over at second base in the 8th. Double switch, Adam Dunn gone. Adam Kennedy's over at first, and here's Drew Storn against Albert Pujols. Drew Storn came to the big leagues. Pardon me, Adam Dunn's still in the game. It's just Gonzalez for Kennedy. Sorry. You can't pull Adam Dunn when he's about to bat second in the 8th. Drew Storn made his major league debut May 17th at St. Louis. There's a good slider. He came into the 7th inning. And struck out Matt Holliday. Never did face Pujols in that game. Came close. There's another good one. That is some kind of number for a rookie. That might be the statistic of the year for this pitching staff.
Yeah, that's some kind of number for a 15-year veteran.
1-2 to Pujols in a 3-run game. Matt Holliday's had a good day. A single in the 4th, double off the scoreboard in the 7th. He has scored. St. Louis only run. Two-two pitch. Had him swinging at an outside pitch, and it's over. Albert Pujols claiming he foul-tipped the ball. And the Nationals, after 7.5, continue to lead the Cardinals. Obviously a swing and a miss. Had this 3-run lead if they can with Dunn following Zimmerman and then Michael Morse. Visit the official online shop of the Nats, nationals.com. The largest selection of official gear, the latest apparel, memorabilia, authentic classics for all your favorite baseball fans. Get it from the source, the nationals.com shop. Blake Hawksworth making his 3rd appearance of this series. This ball club's getting very familiar with each other over 4 days here. Schedule's always a little quirky this year, every year. And for some reason, the Nats played 2 games in St. Louis and 4 here, but they're kind of liking the way this is turning out. a chance to even the season series at 3-3 with a win. And if St. Louis doesn't do something about this game with 3 outs to go, they are going to go 2-5 on a 7-game trip to Pittsburgh and Washington, where I'm sure they were expecting things to be just the opposite. And now they have to go on to Houston after this. Astros aren't playing bad baseball since they went with some of the kids, and Carlos Lee has come alive. 0-1 to Zimmerman. That's a generous call on the corner. Strike 2. And he goes with the soft breaking ball. Well, Cincinnati gets the seesaw back in their favor. They just scored a run, bottom of the 8th. They're batting with 2 men on, first and third, 1 out, and now leading Chicago 6-5. Marlins all over the Braves today, 6-1. And that's Ryan to the left side for Feliz, 1 out. Ryan Zimmerman 0 for 4 today. 6 for 19 in the series. Tomorrow night, Jason Marquis for Jim Riggleman at Florida. Alex Sanabia, the rookie, will take over for Florida. He is 3-1 with a 3.62 ERA, and Jason Marquis still trying to win his first game of the year. It'll be his 8th start. But he's coming off his best outing. Change up, Adam Dunn ahead of it. Dunn 2 for 3 in terms of getting on base today. That'll add to his on base percentage. Starting the day at .353, he has singled, walked, and scored twice. He was Adam Wainwright's final strikeout victim back in the 5th.
You know, you'd mentioned the schedule, Bob. The Cardinals have fallen 2 games back in that wild card race, but the schedule really favors them down the stretch in October.
And they're good at home.
And they play their last 7 games at home against Colorado and Pittsburgh. And they play Pittsburgh and Chicago just prior to that. So they've got 13 ball games against clubs that are way below 500. And then their last 7's at home. So
they have the 4th most wins at home in the league, 41. Colorado has 42, as do the Phillies, and the Braves are 45 and 18 at home. Now the Cards have a chance the last week. Dunn rocks one to right, and a 2-hit, 3-time on base day for Adam Dunn.
He's back on top.
Yes, he is, and in the series now, Adam will be 5 for 13. Here's our kinetic pitch track.
Kinetic on the pitch track, that's right. Fastball out away from him. I can tell you that's where he loves the ball right there. If you folks at home want to know what Adam Dunn crushes, that pitch right there, out away from him, a little up in the strike zone.
And Maxwell will pinch run for him now, and that'll help Jim Riggleman set up his defense. Kinetic, North America, providing world-class technology to our national and Homeland Security customers. They bring us our pitch track. Well, that's Adam Dunn on base 3 times today.
Michael Morris, after going from about 360 on a nosedive down to 265, now he's back up to 296. That's what 7 out of 8 hits will do for you.
And he lined out last time to center, not like he popped up or struck out to end that 7 consecutive hit streak.
He looks mighty comfortable up there.
Hits are even at 8, but the Nats have made great use of theirs, leading 4-1. Well, Michael's reached 10 homers. Bernardina has reached 10 in this series. Big rip. It was a 2-0 game. Dunn walked, and then Morse in the 3rd with our 4th drive of the game.
Curveball, he didn't curve. kind of a hanger, right there, extension. Hits that ball maybe just a little down on the bat to show you how strong this man is. He carried out of there easily.
And the Nats could do something with the runner. Maxwell extremely fast. He's 4 for 5 in limited action this year. But you're dealing with Yadier Molina, who's thrown out 42% from behind home plate. Runner holding and a pitch outside. 3-1. Willie Harris, a hitless day.
Good time to move the runner here. You've got a 3-run lead. There's really nothing negative about the can't pitch out. Throws a fastball and he might hit it in the gap. Good time to run.
Yeah, they don't want to walk him. He's going. And Morse will drive it foul. And if he's going to run on 3-1, why not 3-2? Another homestand coming up a week from Monday. It'll be Labor Day, and the Mets will be here for 3. And then the Marlins come in. Pretty much back to divisional play the rest of the way after next weekend in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he'll be running here, no doubt about it, but he'll try to steal the base, try to get a jump so he steals the base. If there is a strikeout, that he gets down there and gets himself in scoring position. Looks like he's got Hawksworth pretty much timed over there, so he's getting back easily. Got a huge lead.
Yeah, 1 foot even with the front cut of that grass. 3-2 with 1 out to a hot hitter. Runner is going, and Moore strikes out. Molina no chance from his knees. And Maxwell does steal his 5th of the year, 2 outs.
I didn't think he was going to be able to throw him out. Great jump. Great jump. Gets down there, looks back, but already on the ground to the bag. Slider down. Tough pitch to handle, tough pitch to make contact. Molina, as you say, on the ground. Maxwell in there safely.
Scoring position with 2 outs for Willie Harris, who's driven in 27 runs, and 5 of them have come in this series.
Maxwell able to get a big lead off of second base as the second baseman is vacated completely. Shortstop, he's gone too. So any base hit, he should score easily. This is what you call vacated. Second baseman way over here, shortstop way over here. He can get out here with his lead and score on anything.
Well, Willie's already grounded one between the pitcher and the second baseman in this series for an RBI with a defense like this.
This ball right at the top of the strike zone.
One and 2 to Willie Harris. And a little pop fly left side. Feliz and Ryan, shortstop, will let the third baseman take it, and this game is into the 9th inning. 4, 5, and 6 for St. Louis, and they're down by 3. After 8, and Ray Knight, if you handle Pujols, you have a good chance of handling St. Louis.
You sure do. And here's the sequence's last at bat. All breaking balls. This one's inside. Comes back with another one right there in the middle of the strike zone. Another one right at the top of the strike zone. Another one down in the dirt. And the last one buried. Chases. 5 sliders. 3 of them strikes. The last one of the swinging at the bad ball kind of strike.
Oh, okay, now Bernardino's going to go to right and Maxwell to center. So the Nats move things around out there. Maxwell is considered, defensively at least, the best center fielder in the system.
Pretty good outfield right there. I mean, you're talking about some speed in the outfield. Those 3 men can go get it.
Oh, man. What's up with that? And Matt Holliday is glaring at Drew Storen.
That's stupid.
And Tony La Russa's out of the dugout. Why would they think that's intentional in the 9th inning of a relatively close game?
That isn't going to happen.
La Russa wants Storen thrown out of the game. That's what he's trying to get.
That is not going to happen. They don't have a history. I don't know of a history. They have not been around long enough. And the fact is, you don't throw at a hitter when the ball game's in balance. If you were mad at him for some reason, if there was something going on, you wait till it doesn't matter. You don't, there's no way. That ball just got away from him.
I know Drew, and here's Joe West. He's got to get in the middle of everything.
Yeah, Tony just needs to get back in the dugout here. I mean, he knows good and well that that's not.
Drew Storen hit a batter in his major league debut on May 17th, and that was Ryan Ludwig.
But he's not stupid. This is one of the smartest guys in the game right here. He knows what this run means. You can't start stacking runners on the base. So,
well, and Ray, I can tell you there's some frustration on the St. Louis side. This is not a good road trip for them. One of their announcers last Sunday said they were going to Pittsburgh to play the pathetic Pirates.
Uh-oh.
Now, if Joe West throws out Drew Storen here, this will be a manager manipulating an umpire.
Well, I'll tell you what. If he throws him out here, he's stupid. He's stupid. I don't care. You cannot assume that in a ball game like this.
So now we have 4 players or 4 umpires gathering to read the mind of a pitcher.
Well, you know what? I remember Storen hitting him in the hand the other night. But that's because he's trying to pitch him inside.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that didn't happen.
And so, but, I can understand a hitter reacting.
I'm telling you, if they throw him out, they're going to issue warnings.
And Tony's not going to like that.
And, of course, Joe West is the umpire who's all for speeding up the game.
Yeah. This is where the game has gotten to me. I mean, it makes me sick. It makes me sick to see the umpires. I mean, let the guys play. If he hits him, he hits him. If they got to do something about it, let them take it up some other down the line. Good gracious. And if you want to go get him, go get him. You're going to stand up there and yell at him, go get him. This not softball or volleyball or flipping beach bingo.
And the other, and now you have a pitcher who's standing around for 5 minutes too.
Well, this is also one of Tony's ways to get the opposition riled up and hope that something changes. He's got all kinds of little games he plays out there, just like with the lineup not being changed until the last minute. And he's been renowned for doing that, knowing that there's going to be a change hour before the game gets underway and not reporting it until the last minute.
Now Jim Riggleman is talking to Angel Hernandez. And if Joe West wants to be the crew chief that he says he is, this is what he says to the manager. We've made our decision. You got 10 seconds to get away from me.
Right, Bob.
Go ahead. That's what Doug Harvey used to do.
Yeah.
And if you didn't go, he would run you.
If you went,
you stayed in the game.
Yeah, get in the dugout.
I mean, we're not sure what's going on with this pitch. And Matt Holliday, of course, really glaring. The pitch didn't hit him, but it was behind him. 2-0.
Hey, if you're going to throw people sliders, you're going to throw them fastballs in. You know, I don't know what people are thinking, but I just know, looking at the situation, he did not throw in. Now, speaking as a hitter, I didn't like to get hit either. I mean, he missed a game because of that hit on the wrist, and then the next time he faces him, he throws one behind him. So, I mean, it makes you pause and think, what is this guy thinking? He may be an idiot, but we know that Drew's not.
Not many idiots go to Stanford.
Well, common sense.
I know what you're saying.
That common sense kind of idiot.
Well, the bottom line is he needs to get outs. It's a 4-1 game, top of the ninth, and Holiday the leadoff hitter.
Just don't want to get him out of his game.
And of course, a lot of emotions running high with this St. Louis club since that big battle in Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. But again, they're about to go 2-5 on a road trip to two cities where, honestly, contending teams expect to go and win, Pittsburgh and here. Holiday breaks his bat. Storen deflects it. Well played by Gonzalez, 1-4-3.
He throws some juice inside. Matt Holliday's so mad he's seeing nothing but fire. Swings it one up around his chest. Breaks everything but his fingers. That bat shattered. And I watched Matt Holliday run all the way across the field, and he never looked out there. So very professional in that response.
Yeah, and then sometimes when guys run past the mound after a play like that, something can still happen.
I mean, Drew's fastball bores. I mean, that thing moves inside. He hasn't thrown his fastball as much as some people would like.
That ball hit out to left by Feliz. Willie Harris at the wall. It's into the bullpen. And it's a good thing Drew Storen retired Matt Holliday. That's Pedro Feliz's first homer as a St. Louis Cardinal, and it's a 4-2 game. I think Willie Harris thought he was going to catch that ball.
Yeah, he got
until the bitter end.
He got back there, and this is a fastball, middle up, and he just jumped all over that thing. Look at this effort here. I mean, just from that angle, just looked like he missed it. He was there, didn't let himself get into the wall. He was actually making a good leap out away from the wall. Look how he gets back here, finds a warning track, leaps away from there. Just.
Yeah, here's John Jay, who has homered in this series. That's a good slider to the left-handed batter, strike two.
There's a lot of psychology in this game, and some of the great managers use every bit of it that they can to disrupt rhythm and one thing that Drew will have to learn, he gets rid of the ball and pitches pretty quickly, doesn't he, Bob?
Yeah.
He's got to learn that you can't rush trying to get the game over with. You still have to be able to get your emotions under control and back off a little bit when you are feeling a little extra heightened, that heightened sense of urgency.
By the way, Cincinnati has won their game 7-5 over the Cubs. They lead St. Louis at the moment by 4.5. John Jay 0 for 3 with an RBI grounder today. A hot-hitting rookie who came into this series batting .353, and against the Nats, he's 2 for 18. Yadier Molina on deck. Reaching again.
97. Think he's fired up, buddy?
Just keep the command of the strike zone, that's all. There's a broken bat.
Tearing into that bat supply.
Willie Ibis slowing it down for Drew Storn a bit. Not to be forgotten the job Nieves did behind the plate today with John Lannon. (4-2), top of the ninth, 1 out. Bases empty, and a 1-2 to Jay. Storn on a nasty slider gets him. It'll require a throw, 2 outs.
Another slider. Right on top of it. They just can't see the spin of that slider. It's so tight. They're swinging at it like it's a fastball, and it's bouncing at about 59 feet.
24,782 here today. And the Nats are 1 out away from a really nice series win. Molina 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Left-hander Colby Rasmus on deck, who was supposed to start the game and then was pulled minutes before first pitch. That's why Sean Burnett's warming up. And the count's even 1-1.
Bob, there is a lot of talent beginning to be amassed in this Washington Nationals organization, isn't there?
Some of these young guys pretty exciting to watch. That's a front door. I don't know if that's a slider or didn't cut or rather break as much, almost appeared to be a cutter. That's the slider. He just didn't get a lot of break on it.
Yeah, just didn't finish it.
And a 2-1 to Molina. Out to short. Desmond can't get it. And St. Louis will have the tying run on with a left-handed batter, and will Jim Riggleman bring in Sean Burnett?
Well, this ball's hit hard. It's hit hard. It's hit about 3 steps to his left. He tries to get there. The ball gets by him. Came up on him a little bit.
And, of course, Ray Knight, you're 19 and a half games out of first place. It's the 29th of August, and maybe you need to find something out about your young closer here, too.
That is a great point, because my first thought was that he was going to go to Burnett. But if this guy's going to be the man of the future, and I believe he is.
They do give Desmond an error on that play, and that's a strike to Colby Rasmus, who's hitting .269. He is 5 for 11 with a pinch hit home run this year. But he's been battling a sore calf. He's usually their starting center fielder.
And you've got to give Jim Riggleman a lot of credit to make this move right here, because he's managing for the ball club instead of himself. He's thinking, you know, his team struggle. I heard earlier that they had renewed his contract, but then I heard that it hadn't been and that it would be done later. But he's done a great job with his ball club.
1 ball, 1 strike.
In my opinion.
And the Nats are a strike away.
That's a tough error there. he played that ball funny, but that ball was scalded, wasn't it, Bob?
Yeah, I said really hard. And not right at him. One ball and 2 strikes. And a 2-2 pitch coming. Rasmus, a swing and a miss. The game is over. The series is over. And the Nationals take 3 out of 4 from the contending St. Louis Cardinals. Drew Storen gets his 3rd save of the year, and obviously the 3rd of his career. It was a battle. The Nats timely hitting, and they take